Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a no pattern paper 12 by 12 layout. And so I'm going to start by picking out a couple of embellishments because I'm going to do a picture of my daughter riding her bike. So it definitely needs bike embellishments. So that's two of the three pictures of her on her bike. I'm going to use these colors from Color Theory, which is mint. This one is Peaches and Buttercup. The Peaches is from Beautiful Mess. They're all Studio Calico Ellie Edwards ones. And then there's a Stencil, and it's from Carabelle Studio. I will put the name of it down in the description. And so I'm just going to use some of this masking tape. I'm going to speed this up and mask this in a horizontal strip. And so I'm going to have each of the strips that I'm going to use on here, like so. And I'm just going to smush the Buttercup through, which looks very yellow, but it doesn't look so yellow after everything's done. And then this one, I'm going to smush through the Peaches. And then I'm going to clean my stencil and then use the mint. And then I'm going to pull this off, which looks good. That no tack tape actually ripped a little bit. And so I decided that I'm going to cut this down. And so I cut it down into 2.5-inch strips. And then I grab black cardstock. I thought about white for a second, but I wanted the extra contrast. And so this is kind of what I'm thinking, but it was too plain. So what I decided was to take that same stencil and then take the Crafters Workshop black modeling paste and smush it through. And so I don't make you watch all of this, but I kind of plan out where those strips are going to kind of go so that I don't have to use extra of it. And so that's what this kind of looks like. And it's going to get put away to the side so it dries, and I'm going to wash everything. So then I come back and I scuff up these strips because why not? And I'm just using my fingers because I don't want to use scissors, and this pattern paper is not super thick for this white one, and so my fingers works well. And so that black is still a bit wet, so I'm just going to leave it there on the side there that you can't see it, but it's there drying. And then I'm just going to plan out some of this and pick some different things out of the embellishments that I picked out for my counterfeit club kit challenge, which is an actually kit. It's a kit I put together, and there's a video for that if you want to see. I'm putting these clear stickers on my pictures. So the bottom one says getting outside, the middle one says go you, and the top one says out and about. And it's just right on those pictures. It just adds a little something to them. And it's on the sidewalk, so why not? And then just pulling some different things out of some of the different embellishments that I have. So pulled out a little bit out of Jen Hadfield. I don't know if I actually used any of her stuff though. I did a little bee is what I used from hers. And then out of some of these other Hip Kit Club embellishment kits for the die cuts. And I'm just pulling out colors that work for each of the color blocking. And so this is a Spring Easter one that I've used quite a bit of already. And the bunny's going to go on here because there's only so many bunnies I can put on an Easter page, and I have lots. And so now I'm going to take my extra chipboard for the background for the chipboards that I've had forever, and I'm just going to use that to give some dimension. So I've got this double-sided tape, and so I'm going to put double-sided tape on, and then it just goes right on top, and then it gives enough sturdiness behind, but also gives dimension. And then I decided, after I kind of threw all those colored things back on, that my pictures needed to be backed, so I pulled out some of my scrap cardstock, and it's all textured cardstock, and so just going to get it all lined up, and that works pretty good. And then just going to start with the yellow and get the stuff on in each of them. So I definitely like the sun. I'm going to use a glue dot to make sure it sticks up. The glue dots are stickier than my foam dots, so I'm going to use those as much as I can. This bicycle has a little bit of yellow flowers in the basket and the gold, so it works nicely. Then the go-see do, because obviously on a bike you're going and seeing and doing. The tag doesn't actually make it. And then I move down to this minty one, and so this rain cloud stays, and then this bicycle goes on. This is my favorite, and this is definitely my youngest's favorite activity. So it goes on. This envelope goes on the back of the bike only because it does. So only because it does. And then that heart I wasn't too sure about, but it does actually stay, and it says life is some kind of wonderful. And then the summer is going to go down with this bird. The bird gets a glue dot as well, because the dots stick better than my other ones. And so the peach bike goes on, and a flower, and another flower, and this little circle piece says so happy, and another flower, and then the wings get propped up on this butterfly, and the middle gets stuck down so that it has dimension. I thought about moving that over, but it's just not going to move, so nope, it's going to stay there. So this is just going to slide just slightly underneath that bird. I'm using the Nouveau glue on it, and then this bunny is going to go right here, because it, after this tulip gets put down, it kind of frames this so happy really nicely, and I like that. So try these borders, and I don't like them, so they're not going to make it. This It's a Wonderful Life doesn't make it either. But I am going to get some of these buttons on, which I said in a previous one, they're really hard to use, but they work really well on this one. So the mint ones are going to make it on. Almost all the orange ones are going to make it on. Now I'm sticking that heart down, and this one little yellow one makes it down. I also will go back and pull all those inside button pieces and put them on this as well. And I'm going to fuss with this button and this flower for a long minute, but I don't want to put it back. I want to use it, so it's going to go right there. So that took a while. And then this says Summer Vibes, and I just put a little glue on it so it sticks put. And then I'm going to use up some enamel dots, so all the yellow ones that I have left go on. Then I'm going to do these darker tealy ones, and all of these ones are going to go on, and use those ones up. And then I do have some orangey ones that are going to go on, and I'm going to use all of these ones up too. And then off screen I go and put those insides of those buttons on and use them like an enamel dot, and I also put a bee on, so you'll see the bee by the do on the yellow. But other than that, this is the page, and you'll be able to see in the close-ups those additions that I've made. And the close-ups will be right here. There we go. So there's the yellow and that little bee. Only because my youngest needs a bee on her layouts if I can. And then it'll do a slow pan of the orange. You can also see all that texture from the black modeling paste from in behind. And if you liked my video today, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't yet. And there's another video here that you can watch if you want to. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.